Imagine this. You've owned your home for a few years. It's the same house, same roof, same street. Then, the mail arrives, your property insurance renewal. Last year, it was $3,000. This year, $6,000. Doubled for nothing. That's not a glitch. That's the reality for millions of Floridians right now. And if you live in Florida or you've been thinking about moving there, this is the financial story you need to understand. Today, we're breaking down the Florida property insurance crisis. We'll explain what's causing your bill to explode, why politicians can't seem to fix it, and most importantly, give you real, practical strategies to protect your wallet. Welcome to Vibe and Sense. Let's get into it. First, let's look at the numbers. Florida has had the highest home insurance premiums in the country since 2020. We're talking about an average of almost $2,800 a year. But here's the kicker. That's a 63% increase since 2020. That's not inflation. That's a crisis. And it's driven by one major factor: hurricanes. Florida gets hit, and hit hard. And as storms get frequent and severe, insurance companies are paying out billions. Their solution? Raise everyone's rates or pack up and leave. Since 2022, at least 15 property insurers have gone insolvent or stopped writing new policies in Florida. So if this is such a massive problem, why hasn't anyone fixed it? This is where the story gets frustrating. Florida lawmakers just wrapped up their 2026 legislative session. And what did they do? Almost nothing. High-profile bills aimed at reducing property insurance costs failed. Lawmakers had no real plan. In fact, a Republican Senate senator called the legislature's work embarrassing. Politicians are talking, but they're not acting. And in the meantime, families are being priced out of their own homes. Here's why this matters, even if you don't live in Florida. This crisis has a massive domino effect. First, your mortgage payment is likely bundled with your insurance and property taxes. So when your insurance skyrockets, your monthly housing payment skyrockets too, often by hundreds of dollars. Second, sellers are being forced to lower their prices to attract buyers who can afford the insurance. This is softening the housing market in some areas. And third, this crisis is turning Florida into a have and have-not state. Wealthier people can absorb the cost, but middle-class families and retirees on fixed incomes are being forced to sell and leave. So what can you actually do? Here are 4 things. 1. Shop around every year. Don't just auto-renew. Get quotes from at least 3 different insurers. A different company might have a totally different risk calculation for your specific home. 2. Fortify your home. Look into state-run programs like the My Safe Florida program. They offer grants for things like hurricane-resistant windows, doors, and roof upgrades. A stronger home means lower risk, which means a lower premium. 3. Raise your deductible. This is a gamble, but it can save you a lot on your monthly bill. If you can afford to pay a higher out-of-pocket cost in the event of a claim, raising your deductible from $1,000 to $5,000 could lower your annual premium significantly. 4. Consider the state-backed insurer. In Florida, the insurer of last resort is a state-run company called Citizens. It's often the most expensive option, but in some cases, it might be your only option if private companies have blacklisted your area. The Florida property insurance crisis is a real, painful example of how big economic forces hit your wallet. It's not just a news story, it's a monthly bill. If this video helped you understand what's happening in your own state, or just gave you a heads up for the future, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment. Have your insurance costs gone up? And by how much? Make your money match your vibe. I'll see you in the next one.